Yeah, basically. Also brand ambassador for Prison Survivor Network.
Okay.
Dr. Batts, president, founder of Prison Survivor Network, co-founder of the Watson Batts School of Construction, and community epidemiologist. So my work, my life is just centered around us eradicating mass incarceration and gun violence.
Wow. So yeah, as you know, Tales from the Jail is what we do. We we talk about prison through real life stories, ultimately to deter individuals from going to prison. We're not here glorifying it in any way. And you guys seem to be, on the path to, do a lot of actually doing a lot of great things in the community. So how did you guys come up with this, this program that you guys are a part of?
I mean, our work is really centered around being what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
You see it a lot, right? So came up and experienced all the things you talk about, juvenile facilities, adult facilities, and got trapped into that cycle, as well as everybody around us, and really started to look at what are the conditions that existed in our community that so many of us fell victim to this situation, man. Because we're not, I say mass incarceration is the human rights issue of our time because it impacts so many people, so many individuals, so many families, and entire communities are being sucked clean of the power, the wealth, the brilliance into these facilities, man. So we had to see what could we do to stop it. What conditions do we need to develop and design to address this issue, man, so that people would stop going back in and out, in and out, in and out, and then you add to it gun violence. I don't think you could talk about mass incarceration without talking about gun violence. So,
do you guys also do drug prevention, things of that nature as well?
Yeah. Of course. We look at what are all the top killers in our community and how do we address them, because those issues are real to us, right? Anything we work around, we've been exposed to, like it's real. These are things that have impacted our lives from day one. So we're the ones that hold the solutions, and really it's about how do we make sure the resources stay within the community with the people that hold the solutions and can be the real change, because we're the only ones that the youth are going to listen to.
Exactly. So did any of you guys ever serve any prison time?
Yeah, both of us.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So we can start about, I'll tell you what, I asked you guys this because I know a lot of times, that question is, I asked that question because I understand people who serve prison time understand the system a little bit more of those who haven't served any prison time.
That's right.
So where you guys, I'll start, where you from originally?
I'm from West Philly.
Okay.
West Park, Mill Creek, down the bottom area, you know what I'm saying, Lancaster Avenue.
Okay, that's where we from. We from 43rd and Fairmont.
Facts. Yeah, so I'll definitely send y'all a Les Barbershop on Lancaster Avenue.
Oh yeah, shout to Les, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, definitely his family, you know what I'm saying, grew up around there, Green Street, Hemi,
shout out to Hemi.
The Baines family, definitely, Tompo, definitely from West Philly for sure.
Okay. Well, what about yourself?
Well, I'm not from West Philly, but no,
that's cool.
From Brooklyn originally.
Oh, Brooklyn?
Yeah. From Brooklyn. But same story, man.
Okay.
It's no different. I mean, we go everywhere, and there's a West Philly everywhere in the world, and that's the sad part, right? Is the conditions that exist that Darnell came up in. You said have we been incarcerated before? And we know 1 in 3 Black males are going to be incarcerated in their lifetime. So you walk into a room. I mean, I have a 3-year-old, right? So you look at 3 little young Black boys sitting in a room in a daycare or something. 1 out of every 3 is going to go to prison, based on statistically speaking.
Wow.
It's just designed that way.
Wow.
So,
I always tell I tell everybody in my businesses and things that I got going on. It's my everyday life. I always tell people to pay attention to the numbers.
That's right.
Of everything, because numbers is not going to ever lie to you. And by you saying that, 1 out of every 3.
Guaranteed 1 out of every 3.
Man, I got a lot of nephews and I got a lot of,
Exactly.
I have 2 sons. Man, so it's just crazy when you, like you say, you put them in the room and then at least one of them is going to jail.
And we're at a place now. I mean, right now we currently work in facilities, right? We work in facilities all over the world, all over the country. But what I'm starting to recognize is that we're at the 3rd, 4th generation of prisoners. So not only, I mean, I know, when you're upstate, you see a father and a son together, right? Now you're seeing grandfathers and grandsons together. So we got great grandfathers that were incarcerated, to grandfathers that were incarcerated, to fathers that were incarcerated, to now sons. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's generational.
How much time do you serve in the prison system?
I mean, I've been in and out since I was 11 years old. The last time I spent 5 years in Pennsylvania. That's the most time.
And you're from New York, but you said you catch a case here in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I caught my last case. Well, I caught a bunch of cases in Pennsylvania. I mean, you know how it is. I'm from Brooklyn, so we go out of town. You know, I caught cases in North Carolina, upstate New York, Massachusetts. Like, you know, we leave home early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm off the porch. My first case, I'm 11 years old. 14, I'm in Massachusetts. You know, we don't really we move around a lot.
Wow. And did you do any Fed time?
Nah,
just state.
Just state time.
What state penitentiary was you in?
I was in Cole Township in Graterford.
Wow. So, and you said you did 5 years.
5 years. 4 years, 1 year pre-release.
Okay.
10 years sentence. Two 5 to 10s.
Wow. And what was it for? Do you mind me asking?
Drugs.
Yeah. Okay. And now for you, how old were you when you got sentenced to that? You know, the 2 5
I was old. Last time my last case, I was 32 years old when I got sentenced.
Wow.
So they would say I knew better, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I've been doing my whole life. I was still, and I was dipping and dabbing. I wasn't like all the way in, but I was in enough to get caught up in somebody else's situation.
Wow. And you catching that case at 32 years old or being sentenced at 32 years old and serving that 5 to 10, that was enough for you. You said, man, this is enough. Or you came home after that and got another case.
No, I ain't get no cases after that, but I had gone almost 10 years without any cases. So it was enough before, but I just thought I could get over.
Why do you think that, why dealing with, you know, people that are incarcerated, why do you think that is that people just, you know, have that in their mind, like I could just get one more opportunity to do this?
Everybody, man. You always got one more. That's what we ask people now. I say, you got another run in you? I think part of it is the lack of opportunities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not going into entrepreneurship, you're very limited in the avenues that you can take. And then when you step into those spaces, you know, you're not accustomed to it, man. People look for belonging and they look for mastery. So you want to be in spaces where a lot of times we're good at what we do. And if you're not able to transfer those skills into something positive, you're going to keep going back to where you're good. And they're going to welcome you back. The plug is always waiting. The Latin Kings, the Bloods, the Nietas, the Crips, they're always waiting for you. Corporate America's not welcoming you the same way. You know, so you're going to go. I mean, I came in here, y'all showed us love. We welcome in these spaces, man. So it's beautiful when we create our own spaces where you talk about your sons and your nephews, and they have other options because they have you. Yeah. I didn't have that growing up.
Neither did I. Neither did he didn't either.
Yeah. So that pushes us. You know what our old heads was teaching us.
Get that pack, get that work, you know, just see who can get to $100,000 fast and get to you know. But I'm asking you this though, because I want to you know, just kind of get back to this because I know you guys deal with a lot of people that come. You guys have incarceration prevention or you guys jail prevention. Are you guys dealing with the guys inside the prison system as well?
Yeah. We go down to F. We go to do. We got a team in North Carolina. We got teams in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We go to juvenile facilities in Jersey. We La Victoria, Texas. We got people in Houston, Texas. La Victoria and Dominican Republic. We work with people all over the world.
Which we would definitely want to be a part of that as well. Maybe you guys can pull us, along with you guys when you guys taking these trips. So my thing is, just want to go back, and I know Brahim got some questions as well, but I want to ask you this because I see this a lot in our community. Just go back what we was talking about as far as the one more run, the one more chance, or I can do this. I got, I can dibble and dabble here. Out of every 10 cases of people that I'll say, out of every 10 people who have this mantra or this mindset that they can go back and do it again, how many of them end up ultimately going to prison or losing their life?
I mean, the statistics, what you said, the numbers, right? The statistics speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So we know 75 to 80% of people are going to be reincarcerated within 2 years of coming home, right? And they're not even getting locked up on technicals no more. People just think that they can do it. You think that you're going to do the same thing and not get jammed up. Somehow you got smart. And typically it's old heads because the young boys is going to jail for shootings. They not really selling drugs. If you look at the newspaper or you look at these cases when you go into the facilities, you seeing 35 and over, 60-year-olds getting locked up on cases. The young boys is murders. They
already locked. They booked in. They ain't coming home.
They ain't coming home. Exactly. They 19 looking at 90 years, 200 years. But us, you got 60-year-olds right now. Every time you see a case come through the paper, start looking at the ages of the people. They still think they can get it. They still living off the shine in the 90s. Or what they old heads was getting in the 80s, because we didn't even really had a chance that they had in the 80s. I'm 51 years old. So we came up all right, but we ain't come up like they came up. But we still chasing what we saw our uncles and them doing.
Wow. And so for you, as far as your experiences in jail, how much time did you do in the prison as well?
About 3 years.
3 years? State or fed?
No, state, basically.
State?
Yeah.
And if you mind asking, what were you incarcerated for?
For drugs.
Wow. Is it more so, like you said, it's a certain era from like the 80s, the 90s is more so drugs. Now, once you get to like 2010 up until now, is more so like shooting.
Violence, man.
Yeah.
Violence.
I mean, they'll tell you the violence is the violence is decreasing. The numbers are going down. I mean, we had our share of violence, but it was tied to something. Now it's just violence for the sake of violence. I mean, you know, you got drill music and, you know, disrespect at a whole new level, man. And they just doing it different.
Do you think music plays a major part?
Yeah, without a doubt, man. I done gotten some bad situations in the car listening to some music. Like, you know, I mean, my brain is fully developed now, so it won't happen. I mean, you know, we used to be a DJ. You could throw on some R&B music and you know what's going to happen. You throw on something else, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know?
Because it excites the ride. Now, you had to, I would say the top 3 things, if you can just mention it, because I know you guys do violence prevention. The top 3 things that lead people to incarceration. If you say, like, we can say music, we can say crack, we can say marijuana, we can say liquor. What are the top 3 things that lead, or even we can say bad relationship, because sometimes, you know, people have their girlfriends and they end up going back to jail. The top 3 things that automatically lead people to going back into the prison system, from your opinion.
My opinion is that it's a combination of conditions that exist, right? I'll share some information we had around violence, man. We worked in the middle school and we did some research to find out why youth join gangs and why do they get prone to violence, right? And I'll try to summarize this quickly. The first one is safety. When adults fail to keep kids safe, they bond together for that basic human right of safety, right? And the system criminalizes and pathologizes them. So you know, whether you're in a juvenile facility, whether you walk into school and somebody's trying to jump you, we're gonna come together to protect ourselves. You know, West Philly, we're gonna stick together. So that's the first reason that violence occurs and people go to jail. Safety. The second is belonging, right? When you get pushed out of everywhere you go, you can't even go to Starbucks and use the bathroom if you don't have any money, right? You get kicked out of library, you get kicked out of here, you get kicked out of, I mean, I was left back in kindergarten. I've been left back in 7th grade, 3 years in the 9th grade. So you're getting pushed out of every system. The streets is waiting for you. They always will embrace you. Right now, I could walk into the streets and they'll be waiting for me. And the third reason is family dysfunction. So we're talking about moms is smoking, pops is locked up. But that's what they like to focus on. But the first 2 are failures of adults and systems. So I would say systems are the reason that the incarceration rate is so high, particularly in our community.
Wow. And then, Young, you are someone who came home and went back to jail. Do you think that if you had, you know, someone like these guys to speak to, that it would help prevent you from going to jail?
No, absolutely not. Because speaking don't do it. Speaking just don't do it. That's what I always ask about the cause. I sit here and I'm listening to these conversations and I don't know how to do nothing but be real. But speaking, you just coming to a motherfucker and telling them like, yo, this the right way, that ain't gonna go. Because when you go home at night, he back in his situation. And like the way it said, it come from the environment. A lot of dudes don't want to go out here and hurt. They want to get some money. Like you said, the older dude's getting some money. And that's all he know how to do. Like me, for example, I like to use myself because I experience things. I'm having a problem finding a job. Why? Because I got a recent case. That's always going to be, and it's thousands of people like that. Right. And then when you know the streets, like he said, they inviting you with open arms. They ain't never saying, oh no, you went to jail last year, get out of here. They ain't saying that. No, so that right there, if we can figure out a plan around that besides talking, okay, you're going to get 1 or 2, but we need more. This shit is crazy out here. We need more. We need a whole lot more than just talking, man. Talking, motherfucker go back home, back to his family, his cars and all that, and just left the nigga sitting there. He ain't got much. He like, damn, all right, fill out this other. How long do you got to keep going before your patience run out where you know it's another way you can go get something, but it might not be the right way? That's the question. That's the one we want to answer. Yeah. But don't nobody want to answer that or talk about that because the person is saying it, oh, he a fool. He don't want to change. Nah, I do want to change, but what the fuck? But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So basically, what he just spoke about, you guys, I'm assuming you guys run into that a lot.
I mean, that's the reality. That's the dilemma, right? So what we've learned is that You can't. If someone makes $75,000 a year, they're not shooting nobody.
Yeah.
Period. So
At all.
you got to create opportunities.
Yeah.
You got to create opportunities. So when we talk about this movement, we're not talking about just, come sing with us. We saying we got training, we got a mentorship for you. We have, we got a school of construction, Watson Bass School of Construction, right? You're gonna get in, you're gonna build a business to get on these medical jobs to get $10 million contracts, $20 million contracts. You got to create opportunities in the community, and representation matters. They have to see you. They have to see you doing well. So when you look at our team, nobody's starving, right? My man said it to me the same way you did, man. He said, I'm like, damn, why you keep going out there? Now you trying to do these mortgage scams and everything. He said, I'm more afraid of being broke than I am of being in prison. And he 57
And
years
that's
old.
crazy, right? That's why, when it goes back to what my brother just said, why do dudes think because a nigga ain't trying to be, the older you get, the more crunchier to get on you. And don't let you have kids and want to be there. And
That's right.
Everybody always talk that shit. Yeah, kids don't need no money. All right, cool, granted. But when you walking down the street with your kid and he talking about ice cream, you ain't even got $2 in your pocket, give him ice cream. That shit fucks with a motherfucker. A man, it'll mess with me. I can't speak with it for nobody else.
Yeah.
Okay, kids don't remember you bought him 10 ice creams in a row. He might not even remember. All he remembers is the love. But still, I'm not even talking about the kid aspect now. I'm talking about the grown-up that's with him. Okay, I can give him all the love in the world, but the little things you can't do, and then, especially if you done traveled the wrong path and made a little bit of something, you probably, and then I'm gonna speak for me again. People might have went out there, made them some money, jacked it off, and doing whatever he was doing with it, but he got some money. He know for sure he can go out there and get some money.
That's right.
For sure, whether he jack it off or not, I know I can go get some money this way. I'm gonna get accepted and everything. But this course right here is so much harder, man. It's so much, especially when you got dudes coming home that's older. You got dudes coming, prison conforms your mind to one way. You stop. You stop growing mentally. You get older physically and all that, and you look good, working out the case may be, but your mind don't evolve with the rest of society. That's why I always like to say, if you do 20 years, as soon as you come home, you're doing more time because you might need 10, 15. There'd be dudes out here 25 years and still but they know how to go in there and bid, though.
They know how to do it.
They know how to go back in that jail and get right back in the format. This world is way more difficult than doing prison time.
Definitely.
Than doing prison time.
Definitely.
But the reason how you get the difficultness to an understanding is if you don't take your ass to the prison. But if you took your ass to the prison, that's out the case now. That's out the case. All that, how many chances you need or how much time. Motherfucker be wanting to do things and just be scared. Like for me, I'd be like, damn, I don't know how to do this. I'm in there looking crazy. I'm in down there at Job Corps today. I'm in there asking the lady over and over today. I'm like, I don't know how to do this because, and I'm looking like a fool. I'm sounding like a fool. Not looking like a fool, but I'm like, in my head, she's like, well, all you got to do, and she's losing her patience with me because I don't even understand, but you need to have people in place that's got patience to be like, oh yeah, this man don't, I'm in there for 2 hours trying to get things, I got to call her 50 times because I don't know they don't teach you how to work a modern day computer in there, in prison.
Yeah.
They don't teach you none of this. They sit you in front of a computer and walk away. But everybody else, go to the Job Corps, expect you to do all, the older you get, the less it is for you to retain information. You getting old. It's almost time to die. Once you get 50 and all that, you're going down with it. So all that I be wanting to find a solution. Like, help, I ain't talking about going out giving dudes wads of money. No, I'm going to take you to this place. I'm going to get it done with you. I'm going to show you this. But it got to be more than just talking.
That's right.
Sitting up here talking. Because once you leave, once the conversation is over with, you go your way, I go my way. And then it's like, all right, it said, or such and such said, do this. And then they don't know. They go and try and get it done. So that's why it's so easy to revert back to, I ain't going to say it's wrong doing it, but it's something that also, all of us came up in the city of ghettos. If one of us wanted to go out there and get some, if you wanted to get a 4.5 right now, you'll never forget a 4.5. How to bag it up, cook it and everything. Am I right or wrong?
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something you're not going to mess with again due to situations then change and you done strive to whatever in life, everybody up here. But that right there is a constant open door and a reminder of we over here waiting.
You'll never forget how to
Never.
You did it
You'll never forget how to load a gun.
How to clean a gun, none of that.
None of that, man, none of that. None of that. But that's why dudes is going back. The dude's trying. I'm out here trying. But the shit be like, damn, I'm not getting younger. Next year, I'm not going to turn 45 and 44, 43. Time is against me. Like a motherfucker. So it's like, but you got to sit with yourself and that's where it come, the patience, like, damn, shit don't happen overnight. it's just the older you are trying to get this done, man. It's hard, man. It's extremely hard. And people sit around and, you might want to judge this one or judge that one, but you got to look at the trauma that this person, this man or female done been through, especially if you're doing racks of time, man. You're doing racks of time coming out here in society. All they do is kick you out the door. Yeah, go fill out this, do this. And you like, well, dang. Like I said, the lady got impatient with me today. This lady older, so I don't really want to raise my mom. I'm looking at her like my mom. I'm like, miss, I don't, you say, you got to hit the caps over there, do this. I never used the computer.
And
you getting mad at me.
She getting paid.
Yeah. You sitting there for people, you getting mad at me.
That's right.
And then you got to walk out there like, fuck that shit. I ain't going back in there.
So imagine if he was sitting in front of Darnell. That's why we got to have people like us as the ones that have those resources.
Right. Exactly.
That
I'm going to go in there and I'm already looking for the misfits. I ain't even gonna call them misfits. The people that don't know.
That's right.
I want them on my workload.
You see it in their eyes.
They want you see they want it, but they know I'm sitting here with this lady the whole time. She a black old lady. I'm like, and now I'm scared to call her over there. Because I'm like, damn, she gonna be tripping. And then when you do come over there, you don't show me you do it. Watch out, excuse me. So now I'm lost when I get to the next part because I don't even know what you just did. You just hurry up and got it done. But now, to the people that's, sending you and want you to do right, how you can't get it done, or how you, everything is different dealing with a dude coming from doing a lot of time and then dude call, he a dickhead, he went back to jail, he did this wrong, but that's the only thing a motherfucker say, but you don't see the war that he is fighting emotionally.
That's right.
The men that's coming home, I know me, I have crazy wars. And I got friends that's still out there doing stuff, and I got a brother right here that's a legit businessman, but when I sit back, he didn't, start doing what he was doing after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. No, it took years and dedication and just consistency to do it.
Yeah.
But when you're getting older and you're coming out trying, I'm ready to be 50.
Yeah.
I done spent all my life in jail. Like, damn, I got to go through all this 10 years to get to that.
And somebody telling you
I'm ready to die.
Start over with HVAC.
Yeah, HVAC, go learn these joints. I'm like, I don't even know how to work my damn phone properly.
Yeah, that's real.
Let alone, so now we got to figure out, like, I don't know. These conversations can go on forever, and I don't want nobody to take me wrong like a motherfucker, like, don't know, because motherfuckers trying, man. Motherfuckers trying like hell, man. Behind the scenes, when people don't see, motherfuckers trying. If you can do good without nobody watching, then you destined for greatness.
That's right.
Because it's easy to do good in somebody's face.
That's right.
I mean, my man come around, let me tighten up, let me not drink today. I know he don't want to do this. As soon as he go home, I go, I'm back. Nah, when you do good by yourself, in the comforts of yourself, or you go out and try to find it by yourself, you trying, man.
That's right.
You trying. That's it.
Integrity.
I think everything too. I think it's everybody has a different journey. And I think that whenever you got to embrace the struggles that you go through along your journey. Because I know the ones I had, and I'm pretty sure y'all had struggles, and just like he's mentioning his struggles now. But those struggles is going to, those scars and those long days of the frustration, the being upset and just feeling like you're not going to be able to figure out, those are going to make you who you're going to be. You know what I'm saying, in the future. I believe that all that stuff is
if you make it.
Yeah, if you make it. But you got to just stay focused and but it's easy. Like I said, it's easier said than done. A lot of times we can get up here and say, you got to stay focused. You got to keep trying. You got to keep this.
That's the easy part. That's the icing on the cake.
Is when you win that fight, like when you in that fight is hard. It's hard because I dealt with I was able to ready to relapse and go back to doing what I know. Like you said, I know how to do. I can go get some bricks and break them down, and I can. I can do all that stuff, and it's always in the back of your mind because as soon as something get in front of you to stop you from it's like I can go, but you just gotta stay in the fight. In my opinion,
it's not easy, man.
It's not.
Yeah, and
man,
when the opportunities don't exist,
and then people,
horrible,
and then
bro.
like you said, the wrong people are in position sometimes. The wrong people can be in position.
That's the key. When you look at the money that these people make off of public dollars, while our people suffer, that's the issue. So when you walk into these spaces, there's no accountability for the organizations, for the government that has this funding. And so one of the things that we learn to do is we learn to navigate the nonprofit system. Yeah. There's billions of dollars in this. And it's being controlled by people from outside our community. So we started to challenge the system, and we started to say, how are you going to get this $2 million grant to somebody that lives on the other side of town? And then you got people suffering. You got Black going in here who wants to do well, who wants to do the right thing. We know him. We know his family. We know his, like we know he's on deck, and we know he brings a skill set. So it's not about charity. It's about the leadership and the strength and the power that he has in his community. If he's up Man, 100 kids aren't going to be shooting if he's up.
Yeah.
You know?
I think ultimately too, like you said, they give that $2 million grant to someone on a whole another side of the city that's not even in these urban communities dealing with around these issues that we are surrounded by. And I think it's just all about the people be having the complexion for the connection. That make any sense.
So we got to look at who are the decision makers, right? What are the funding streams? Who are the decision makers, and how do we access some of these public dollars, right? We ain't even get to the part about, you know, the private ventures that you have to have. There are public dollars available that are going outside our community. We need to challenge that. We need to hold them accountable.
And I think Younger made a good point. That small fix of having the right people in position, and not only people that are just going to talk, but actually be able to show people how to do it, but in a way where they're able to do it for themselves at the same time. If that makes any sense.
That's
exactly.
Like somebody, but all right, listen, this is how you do this, you know, or have certain program. I would probably want to design something like a computer, or computer literacy program, where though people can come in and they can learn how to operate on a computer, and then they can learn how to do the applications. But like you said, once I leave there, I'm not going on the computer doing that if I'm not in this space. I'm going home. I got stress. I got people got their kids is crying. Kids is hungry.
Your wife is on your back.
Wife on your back.
You know it.
Your wife don't want to be involved with you because you ain't got no money, or she talking to you crazy, and then you.
That's where it all stem from, bro. Yeah. And then now niggas sitting there, a man anyway, not a coward, a man sitting in there with his thoughts at all that, like, you know what? Don't nobody want to be treated like that. Don't nobody want their kids looking at. Kid called me broke a couple months ago. You broke? How you know we're broke 5 years old? Like, but you know the world was getting so enhanced. And you broke. And I had to think about it later on that day. He right. He asked me to buy him a juice this morning. I couldn't do it. Even though he getting in the grown up business, but I couldn't go in there and get him $1.50 juice.
But
you broke.
But
that hurts. And then his older brother knew it was so crazy. He was like, no, don't be saying that like that. But he don't know no better. But I'm a man, and I'm like, I got mad at first, like, who you talking to? But when after everybody dropped off from school, I'm walking back to the crib, broke though, like, damn. Little boy had to, and now that's sending a nigga, and I just got a little bit more patience because of who I'm around. Right. I'm like, damn, all right, cool. Imagine if I ain't had that. He'd have never said that because I wouldn't have been broke.
Right. Because you know where to get it. You know where to get it.
Oh my goodness.
And that's
this
the
is
challenge.
Such a touchy topic for me, like, because I know I'm not lazy. I might be lazy in certain things, like because I be fearing I don't know, and then I don't, like when you go, like when I went today, I'm up early this morning, prayed everything, running out, I'm like, I'm gonna do something for myself today. Get down there, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting.
The barriers hit.
Man, I'm talking about come on over here, sit right there. I'm like, oh yes, ma'am. Everything is yes, ma'am, because I want to sweeten the pot. I know how to be very polite. Now I could see she's getting a little impatient because it's like 4 other people in there, and they all older like me. Yo, man, excuse me with the. So I understand. I'm kind of getting irked, like, damn, man, you calling over there, let her go to me first. But she's frustrated. But I understand them too, because I want her over here too.
That's right. Yeah.
But like, and then them, I don't know, man.
That's the problem. Is one.